and welcome to another Dave Does. Today we are doing another Learning Indonesian video. We're going to be checking out a video which is all the survival phrases you need in Indonesian. Learn Indonesian in 15 minutes. So we did this before. We did Indonesian in 6 minutes. We did introducing yourself, numbers, and a couple of other key phrases. But I felt I haven't had a chance to go back to that in probably 6 months since I last did this. I've had it recently. I re-reviewed that video to get some, just to kind of get my energy and my learning back on it. And I'm now just starting that journey again to, now that I'm coming into my quieter period of the year, I'm going to hopefully start learning some more. But we're going to get into this. Remember, if you like the video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share. Let's open up this other window. Okay, let's get into this. I'll be pausing and talking throughout as we go along and see how we get on. But all the survival phrases you need in Indonesian, learning Indonesian in 15 minutes. Let's go for it. Let's go.
Want to speak real Indonesian from your first lesson? Sign up
Yeah.
for your free lifetime account at IndonesianPod101.com.
If any of you have used this as a learning tool before, let me know in the comments down below and let me know how you got on with it.
In this lesson, we are going to learn how to use permisi and other words when apologizing in
Permisi. Now, permisi is apologies, I believe, or sorry. It's the informal way of apologizing, I believe. So it's like if you bumped into someone or something like that, it's permisi, I believe.
In Indonesian. We should use permisi
Yeah.
in formal situations, such as when we are ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example,
At least I remembered that first one, permisi.
permisi, saya mau pesan kopi ya.
See, I knew copy. We've had a lot of talk about copy in the morning. So excuse me, Sasaya. Sasaya is me. I would have said, is it? Or A. So this... Pesan? Is that please? No, I don't understand the formal part. Okay.
Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. Permisi, di mana letak Monas? Excuse me, where is the National Monument?
So Dimana that's the where is, I believe. Permisi Dimana is where is. National is Letak and Monas Monument.
Sometimes we will often hear people say ya on the end of command sentences, which is an informal way to say please.
Okay.
This word is used to soften
Yeah.
commands or requests.
Yeah.
And sometimes ya is used to ask whether something is true or not. Ya is very often replaced by dong, which have similar meaning and purpose. But be careful in using these words because they are informal and only spoken to close friends and family.
See, that's quite interesting from an English terminology of speaking as well, because it's in English. When you know you've got it, when it's a friend, you go, "Hey mate, how you doing?" When you don't know someone, it's "Hello there." You don't actually use the word mate. It's very it's a very informal. To call someone mate is very informal. To greet a friend or to greet a person, but you will still get people in shops going, "Hello mate, how can I help you today?" And that's very odd to call someone a mate when you're in a shop. So that normally you still use the formal of sir or madam, but if you call someone a madam, they may take offence to that, because a madam is also someone who's can be used almost as a downplaying, like a way of saying someone is opinionated and a bit stuck up. To call someone is being a madam. So yeah, it's a very odd one. So it's interesting to see how this is the same obviously in Indonesian as well.
The other way to say excuse me is maaf.
Maaf, that's it.
Just like permisi, we can use maaf when asking a question. Except that we only use maaf when apologizing. Maaf can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use saya minta maaf. It means I am sorry, and can be used in both formal and informal.
So saya minta maaf. So sorry is maaf. So minta is am. Saya I. Saya minta. So is saya. Does saya mean I or me? I guess.
Formal situations. Saya minta maaf. First, we have the familiar saya or
Just I. Okay.
Next, we insert the Indonesian word for asking for, minta. Finally, we have maaf, meaning sorry. Saya minta maaf. Now it's time for Vira's insights. Please remember that in Indonesia.
So it's interesting that the word minta is asking for, which is what we would say is what a word is, a meaning of a word, which rather than the actual word. It's kind of yeah, interesting.
If you accidentally bump into someone, we don't say I am sorry. Saya minta maaf.
So you say maaf?
We could just simply say maaf.
Maaf, yeah.
Real Indonesian from
So you wouldn't say a permissi when you just, if you bumped into someone, you would just say maaf. Okay.
First lesson, sign up for your free lifetime account at IndonesianPod101.com.
Sign up 101.com.
In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Indonesia. Sudah siap? Are you ready? Mari kita mulai. So let's start. The most used informal greeting is halo. Halo.
Okay, so this is basically what we covered over in the last one, I think. So we're going to have some of these phrases that we've already covered. But okay, let's keep going.
Hi or hello.
Hello, yes, got that one.
It is very casual, so we should only.
When it's formal, though, you must use your name. Say hello, nama saya Dave does.
Use this greeting with friends or family. If you need to greet someone in a formal situation, say selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
So good day.
Literally, selamat siang means good day. We can
Nailing
say
it.
selamat siang only during the daytime, from 11.
So that's daytime. Then you've got selamat pagi in the morning, selamat sore in the afternoon, selamat malam in the evening. Damn right, I'm nailing it.
Until 3 p.m. During the afternoon, we say selamat sore.
Yeah.
Selamat sore. Sore is Indonesian for afternoon, so selamat sore means good afternoon. This is used from about 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. During the night, we say selamat malam. Selamat
Who's on it? Who's on it?
malam. Malam is Indonesian for night. This is used from 6 p.m. to midnight.
Go on, selamat pagi.
During the morning, we say selamat pagi. Selamat pagi. Pagi is Indonesian for morning. This is used in the morning until 11 a.m.
0% alcohol. No alcohol.
When we meet someone.
Don't drink alcohol.
But when we leave, we don't say them again. When we part in Indonesia, we say selamat tinggal.
Tinggal, that was it. But I always forget that.
Selamat tinggal means goodbye, and it is a formal expression. Finally, in Indonesian, we have an expression meaning see you that can be considered both formal and informal. Sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa. So they're the bits that I've forgotten. Selamat tinggal and sampai jumpa. I'd forgotten those two completely.
Now, you can greet people in many different ways in Indonesian. Let's review them all again. When meeting in informal situations, we say halo.
Hello.
When meeting older people or someone we don't know, we say selamat pagi in the morning.
Selamat pagi. Selamat siang.
Early afternoon.
Selamat sore.
Evening, or
Selamat malam.
When living in a formal situation, we say selamat tinggal.
Tinggal.
When living, no matter whether
Sampai
it's
jumpa.
a formal or informal situation, sampai jumpa. It's easy, isn't it? Now
Yeah, nailing it. I'll have forgotten it by the
In
evening.
formal situations, Indonesian people commonly greet each other by shaking hands and bowing the head slightly. On the other hand, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, we can just wave. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Indonesia. Before we go, you need to know how to say, how much is it? Ini berapa harganya?
Ini. I thought ini is, isn't it?
Ini berapa harganya? Are you ready to go shopping in it?
So I thought ini is. Berapa. I'd love to know the breakdown of how that breaks into that sentence, because it feels disjointed.
Indonesia? You see something you like and want to ask the shopkeeper how much it costs. The first thing to say is permisi. Do you remember
Excuse
what
me.
that means? Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Permisi, ini berapa harganya?
Berapa harganya?
Permisi,
Ini
berapa
berapa
harganya?
harganya?
If you want to be more specific when asking how much is this and refer to a certain type of object, we need to put the noun in front of the question. For example, hat is topi.
Topi,
Permisi,
like topi hat.
topi ini berapa harganya? Excuse me, how much is this hat? Permisi, topi ini berapa harganya? And sandal is sendal.
Sendal.
Permisi, sendal ini berapa harganya? Excuse me, how much are these sandals? Permisi, sendal ini berapa harganya?
So you need to learn the names of all the different types of items to do it. So could you get away with just kind of asking like permisi, permisi berapa harganya, and pointing? Could you do that? Are you allowed? Is that a big no-no? Don't know.
At this point, the shopkeeper can answer by saying, ini harganya, or yang ini, and then the price. For example, ini harganya Rp30.000.
30.000. 30 is 30? 30? I believe.
Or, yang ini Rp30.000. What number is 30.000? I'm not telling you. Okay, it's 30,000.
30 ribu, 1,000. So ribu's 1,000, right? Okay, I knew the ribu was something I couldn't remember. Tiga pula is 30. I remembered that once because pula is at the end. Tiga is free.
Cost 30,000 rupiah. Now it's time for Fierce Insights. A quick way to ask how much is berapa. For
Berapa?
example, when you want a coffee or kopi at a coffee shop, you can ask the cashier, pesan kopi dong, berapa? One coffee, please.
Pesan kopi dong. So dong is basically please, the same as yeah. Copy. Pesan is one. Is it? Pesan. Okay.
How much is it?
Do you know how to say thank you in Indonesian? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say it.
Cool.
Let's start with the easiest one.
Terima kasih. I don't think I've come across this yet. This is the first time.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Another way to say thank you is terima kasih banyak.
Banyak. So banyak is very. So I'm guessing then it's banyak is very much, but it seems like a weird pronoun. So how would you use that in a different? Is that quantity?
Terima kasih banyak.
Banyak.
Finally, here's a third way to express your gratitude.
Makasih banyak.
banget. Makasih banget.
Makasih banyak.
Okay,
Okay.
let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih. Again, I would need to visualize that in a sentence. So, yeah.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih banyak.
Kasih banyak. Terima kasih banyak. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih banyak. Makasih banget.
Makasih banyak. Is that banya or banya? Banya.
Makasih banget.
Makasih banyak.
Well done. You just
It feels a bit odd, that word, that
Do you know
makasih
how to
banyak.
say I love you in Indonesian? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say it.
It's not really going to be a So saying I love you in Indonesian is probably not a survival phrase. I don't know how many people I'm going to need to say that to in Indonesian. So aku cintu kamu. That I've come across that quite a few times in songs.
To your loved one. Aku cinta
Cinta is love, is it?
Aku cinta kamu.
Aku cinta kamu.
Aku cinta kamu.
Chin. So that's chin in this
Or
kind.
if
Aku
you want to
cinta.
explain those butterflies in your stomach, you can say,
So aku
naksir dengan kamu.
aku naksir
dengan kamu.
naksir dengan kamu. Aku naksir dengan kamu.
Naksir dengan kamu.
Naksu dengan. Okay.
I love you is not enough.
Cintaku padamu.
Kata-kata tidak dapat menjelaskan cintaku padamu.
What? Kata-kata tidak.
Tidak dapat menjelaskan cintaku padamu.
This is why I was saying on the other video about just the speed, because as soon as I get so kata-kata tidak dapat menjelaskan cintaku padamu. Jeez. Okay. I'm not saying it again. I don't really think I'm going to be saying that anytime soon.
You just learned 3 different ways to say
No, I didn't.
I love you in Indonesian.
Aku cintu kamu.
Apa ini?
Ini pohon beringin.
Oh, apa itu?
Itu keris.
Oh, apa ini?
Ini keluar.
Oh, begitu.
If you want to learn a language but don't have a lot of time to dedicate to the endeavor,
I'm not sure what's going on there.
Study as efficiently as possible. You probably aren't a language learning expert or a world traveler. You might have school or a job or 2. So in this video, we'll give you 3 ways to help you learn language more efficiently so that you get the most out of your time and effort. Number 1, use your time when you have it. The most valuable
This isn't really survival
phrase
phrases, is it?
Learner is time. While you may not have to spend money to learn a language, you will have to spend time. Hours and minutes are a currency that you trade on a weekly basis to grow in your language learning. Language learning is probably a priority for you. It might not be the number 1 priority, like keeping your job or taking care of your family, but it does have to be important enough for you to invest significant amounts of time into your learning. There's just no way around it.
That is a challenge.
That being said, use your time wisely. Because of previous commitments, you can quickly fall into the trap of putting your language learning off, thinking, oh,
That's exactly what's happened for me for the last 6 months. I've had other things trying to balance the channels out and work, and it's only now that with work quieting down and the fuel crisis we have here in the UK, meaning I can't actually work at the moment because I can't actually get my vehicle filled with fuel. So I'm having to stay at home until I know I can get to a petrol station that's open. So yeah, I've got a bit more time to do these.
I'll do it next week, or Saturday. I'll do it Saturday. Needless to say, a few weeks can go by and you haven't really learned or practiced anything. If you find that happening, then take some time and reevaluate your approach. It's probably a long shot for you to be able to spend hours every day learning a new foreign language, but you can use your time to spend an hour or even just 10 minutes a day, every day, studying or practicing. If you're on a busy schedule, an hour a day can sound like reaching for the stars, so start slowly with just a 5-minute lesson. Over time, as you learn more and it becomes more routine, you'll want to spend more time studying. And your studying doesn't even need to be all at once. Make use of the little gaps of time you have in the day. Listen to a podcast while driving to and from work. Review new words while on lunch break or right before bed. Even a quick review while in line at the store.
I wonder if anyone's had any success with that kind of learning in your sleep, like the audio books type things. I wonder if anyone that's out there has had that success. That would be useful to know.
Or waiting for the bus. Together, these moments add up. This way, your little study session will add up to around 60 minutes of practice every day. You'll quickly be able to see significant improvement in your language abilities. Number 2, don't method jump. When you're new to language learning, there's a temptation to try out the newest course, app, or method. There are more language learning tools and courses than I can list. But jumping around from podcast to podcast or from textbook to textbook can really hinder your learning process.
That is true. I've already found that. I was going to say that is also a good thing about when you're learning music as well. Find a way that works and stick with that particular way for the time being. Don't keep jumping around on it.
It's important to find the best method for you, but when you do, stick with it. Don't get distracted by the newest app, or if you suddenly find something faster, cheaper, claiming it can teach you a language with no work on your part. Stick with your learning course or tool. Consistent practice over a period of time is what is essential for language learning. If you hit a bump or plateau, you might be tempted to think, maybe there's a faster or better way to learn. So you search around and buy the next best language learning tool, only to use it for a couple weeks and realize it wasn't really any better than the last course you tried, and the same difficulties you had are still there. If you're learning your first new language and you pick a specific method or course, we suggest you stick with it for at least 3 to 4 months. You actually hurt yourself in the long run if you constantly switch between resources because you never give yourself the opportunity to progress.
Don't embed it. That's the problem. I think if you just keep jumping around, you don't embed and get that repetitive bit. It's the repetition. No one learning a musical instrument just kind of learns the first couple of risks and moves on to the next. You have that constant repetitive part. But you find the more you practice, the better you get.
Number 3, focus on one thing at a time. When you decide to learn a new language, you're going to be really excited. You have all your resources lined up, a plan in place, and you're ready to go. You think you'll spend 3 to 4 hours a day practicing and that you'll be fluent in no time, but that's only for about 3 days. Then you probably will get a little bit discouraged and avoid it for another 3 days. And this process might repeat 3 or 4 times before you realize that you might be approaching things the wrong way. You can't devour a whole new language in a very short time. You'll burn out immediately. It's better to focus on one small part of the language at a time, either a specific grammar point or a specific vocabulary topic. In the beginning, these should be based on the parts of the language you'll use right away. Even in the business world, research shows that replacing less important tasks with ones that add value and help you reach your goals is the best way to get the most out of your time. As you advance through the language and your level increases, try to pinpoint the harder aspects of the language and work on them one at a time. Learning a foreign language isn't easy. It takes time and work, but it is possible. If you stick to your learning...
I mean, one thing I would say that I find, looking at what they were sort of saying there, is the bits that probably worry me the most about language is sentence structure. Because when I saw that one, innie, and innie refers to the word is, and then the question was how much is something, and yet the word is actually at the beginning of that sentence. So if I had been writing that down myself, I'd have put it at the end because that's how I would say it, how much is. But in the Indonesian, it is permishi, is this how much. So it's like a reversal. So it's just getting that. It's the syntax, I guess, or what I'm trying to understand.
Plans and stay focused, you will see improvement in your skills and find satisfaction in using the language. Remember that learning a language is really more like a journey. It doesn't have to feel like school or work. Savor your experience with learning and enjoy every step along the way. And for even more tips on learning efficiently, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was another good video. I'd have liked some more hints and tips, considering it was meant to say all the survival phrases. But there weren't that many phrases. I think I was probably more like if you needed to get to a hospital, if you need to find a doctor. They're the phrases I was, or the police. What are the phrases for that? Not how to say I love you. So that's the only thing I would say about that. And there was also 9 minutes or 6 minutes of tutorial type stuff rather than actual support phrases. So a little bit of a misleading video from the iPod people, or the 100 Indonesian pod 101.com. But do you know, it seems like quite an effective learning tool, so I will probably be looking at some of that in the future. Now, yeah, let me know what you think. What's the best way am I going to approach into learning Indonesian so that I can get it to stick, and then I can start to use it in the videos, and I'll try to use more when I do some of the more other Indonesian reactions. But if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share. And of course, remember that, of course, is how Dave does it. Take care.